Hey everyone, welcome back to Chit-Chat Champions. I'm Jake.
And I'm Nina. Today, we're diving into a classic topic that sneaks into almost every conversation, talking about the weather in English. I feel like it's the ultimate icebreaker, don't you think, Jake?
Absolutely. Weather talk is like the Swiss Army knife of small talk. It fits everywhere: elevators, emails, awkward silences. But there's actually an art to doing it naturally, and not just saying, nice weather, huh? On repeat.
Oh, totally. I've noticed that in English, people talk about the weather for all sorts of reasons, not just because they care about sunshine or rain. Why do you think it's such a go-to topic?
Question. I think it's partly because weather affects everyone, so it's a safe, neutral subject. It helps break the ice, fill gaps, or even show politeness. For example, in the UK, lovely weather we are having is almost a reflex. It's less about the weather and more about connecting.
So it's like a little social handshake. I love that. But what about when the weather's not lovely? Like, if it's pouring rain, is there a polite way to complain?
Oh, definitely. English speakers are masters of gentle complaining. Instead of "this weather is awful," you might hear "bit wet out there, isn't it?" Or "looks like we're in for a soggy day." It's all about understatement and commiseration.
That's so true. I've even heard people joke. At least it's not snowing. In the middle of a rainstorm. Are there any fun idioms or phrases people use about the weather?
Tons. For rain, you'll hear "it's raining cats and dogs." That means it's pouring. Or "it's coming down in buckets." And when it's hot, "it's a scorcher today," or "I'm melting." One of my favorites is "there's not a cloud in the sky." Perfect for a sunny day.
Raining cats and dogs always cracks me up. Like, where did that even come from? Imagine walking outside with actual cats and dogs falling.
The origin's a bit fuzzy, but some say it comes from Old England, where heavy rain would wash debris, including stray animals, down the streets. But don't worry, no animals harmed in today's forecasts.
Good to know. Now, what about starting a conversation? Let's say I'm at a bus stop. How could I naturally talk about the weather without sounding like a robot?
Great scenario. You could say, "looks like the rain's not letting up anytime soon," or "bit chilly today, isn't it?" The trick is to make an observation, then invite agreement with a tag question like "isn't it?" or "don't you think?"
Ooh, tag questions. They're like little invitations for the other person to jump in. It's windy today, isn't it? I guess it works for any weather, right?
Exactly. And if you want to sound really natural, you can personalize it. "I forgot my umbrella, bad day to leave it at home." Or "I thought spring was supposed to be warm." It makes you relatable.
That's so true. I always love when someone shares a little weather mishap, like showing up in sandals when it's suddenly snowing. People laugh and bond over those moments.
Sure. In fact, weather is a universal, "I've been there" topic. Even strangers can commiserate about being caught in the rain or sweating through a heat wave.
Speaking of commiserating, what about expressing hope for better weather? Like, if it's gloomy for days?
Good one. You might hear "fingers crossed it clears up soon," or "hopefully we'll see some sun this weekend." Sometimes people joke, "I'm starting to forget what the sun looks like." It's a way to stay positive together.
I like that. It's almost like the weather brings people together, even when it's bad. Have you ever had a funny weather conversation with a stranger?
Oh, tons. Once, I was waiting for a train during a downpour. A guy next to me sighed, "Well, at least my plants are happy." We both laughed and ended up chatting the whole ride.
That's awesome. So, weather talk can actually lead to real connections. Let's get practical. What are some weather words or phrases everyone should know? I love cold snap. Sounds so dramatic. Now, what about discussing the forecast? Like, if someone asks, what's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow?
Great question. You could reply, "they're saying it'll be sunny," or "apparently, we're getting more rain." If you want to sound even more local, try, "the forecast says," or "I heard it'll warm up by the weekend."
That's handy. And I guess talking about the weather can even lead to bigger topics, like plans for the weekend, right?
Absolutely. Weather is a springboard. For example, if it stays nice, I might go hiking, or "rainy days are perfect for movies." Suddenly you're having a real conversation, not just small talk.
So, in a way, weather chat is like a magic key. It opens the door to deeper conversations. I love that. Now, let's check out a listener question. We've got one from Carlos in Brazil. How do I talk about extreme weather, like storms or heat waves, in a casual way?
Great question, Carlos. For storms, people might say, "that was some thunderstorm last night." Or the wind was howling. For heat waves, you'll hear it's unbearable out there, or we are in the middle of a heat wave. For snow, we are snowed in, or I had to shovel my way out.
The wind was howling. I can almost hear it. What about expressing surprise? Like, if it suddenly hails in June?
You might say, can you believe this weather? Or I wasn't expecting this in June. Or only in your city does it hail in summer. It's all about sharing the surprise.
Thanks, Jake. I hope that helps, Carlos. Now, for my favorite part, language fails. Have you ever heard someone mix up other words in a funny way?
Oh yeah. Once a friend said, it's so humid, I'm perspirating like a penguin. Penguins actually don't sweat, so we laughed for days. Another classic is mixing up foggy and froggy. It's really froggy out. I half expected to see jumping frogs on the street.
Aha. I once said, it's breezy, but I pronounced it brazy, and my friend thought I was talking about a new hairstyle. English weather words can be tricky.
They can. That's why it's good to practice out loud. And if you mess up, just laugh. Everyone loves a good language blooper.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, let's give our listeners some key takeaway tips. Jake, want to start?
Sure. Tip 1. Use weather to break the ice. Simple observations plus a tag question work wonders. Nice day, isn't it?
Tip 2. Learn a few fun phrases like, it's raining cats and dogs, or it's a scorcher. You'll sound natural and make people smile.
Tip 3. Don't just state the weather, connect it to your life. Forgot my umbrella again. Or perfect day for ice cream.
And tip 4. Don't stress about mistakes. The weather is all about connecting, not perfection. If you mix up foggy and froggy, you'll give someone a story to tell.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So next time you're stuck for words, just look up or out the window and start chatting about the sky.
Thanks for joining us today on Chit-Chat Champions. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, share, or subscribe, rain or shine.
And let us know your funniest weather stories or language fails. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep your conversations sunny and your umbrellas handy.